Hola, buenos días estudiantes, ¿cómo están? I hope everybody is doing great and you're ready for your second lesson of Spanish through YouTube. Okay, so vamos a cantar. Buenos días, ¿cómo están? ¿Cómo están? Muy bien, gracias. ¿Cómo te vas? ¿Cómo te vas? Bueno, now, in our last class, we were looking at some of the Spanish speaking countries, more specifically those found in Central America, the Caribbean. We had one in Europe, and there was another one in Africa. We also learned how to ask where, we learned how to ask, for example, ¿de dónde eres? Where are you from? And how to say, I am from a certain country, which is soy de, followed by the country. Now, the countries we looked at before were, for example, Mexico, España, which is Spain, Puerto Rico, El Salvador, Cuba, Costa Rica, Panama, Equatorial Guinea, and Honduras. Now, I want everybody to open your books for me, your workbooks, and you're going to go back to page 60, and we're going to see if we can label, well, we're going to see if we can identify where those countries are on the map, okay? Or if you're using your activity sheet, you can go ahead and just check the answers as we go along, okay? I'll give you a moment to do that. All right, awesome. So let's see if we can locate those countries that we looked at last class. First one is Mexico. Let's see if we can locate Mexico. Let's go over to Europe, all the way over to Europe, and let's find España, which is Spain. España is the Spanish name for Spain. All right, next we're moving down to the Caribbean. There's Puerto Rico. And let's just complete the Caribbean. Cuba and Dominican Republic, which is the same as La República Dominicana. All right, let's go over to Africa. Equatorial Guinea, or Guinea Equatorial. Bueno, and then now let's complete Central America. There was also El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama, and Honduras. Excellent. So if you were able to find those on the map, muy bien. Good job, everybody. Now, today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be asking others what country someone else is from. For example, I want to find out where Shayla is from, or I want to find out from Denique where Amira is from. So I'm going to be asking her a different question today, and we're going to be learning that in just a little bit. Now, what I want us to do now is we're going to be moving down on our maps, and we're going to be going to South America, America del Sur, South America. And some of the boys in particular may know some of these Spanish countries because of football, because you have players like Lionel Messi from Argentina, Angel Di Maria, Sergio Aguero, and then you have from Uruguay, Luis Suarez, and so many others. I'm not really a football person, so I don't know many of them, but those are some that I do know. So we're going to be looking at the Spanish-speaking countries in Sudamerica, or America del Sur, South America, and I want us to all take your maps out. Well, you still have your maps out, and I want you to look at the countries and find them right now. So you can use your workbooks if you have them to locate these countries. And if you do not have your workbook, you can simply Google a picture of the Spanish-speaking countries, and you can go through it with us, all right? So let's begin all the way down at the bottom at Argentina. Let's see if we can look at Argentina. All right, moving on. Bolivia. Chile. Colombia. Let's see if we can find Ecuador. Ecuador. Guatemala. Nicaragua. Paraguay. Peru. Uruguay. Y la última, the final one, Venezuela. Now I want you to say after me as you touch them. Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, Venezuela. Bueno, now the video I sent you last class, you can go ahead and watch that right now, just to you can sing the song along with it if you catch it by now. En 21 países se habla español, español. So it's saying that there are 21 Spanish speaking countries in the world, and it went ahead to name each country along with their capitals, and I think you were able to see the different flags as well. So you can go ahead and do that video right now if you want. If not, we can just continue. All right. So like I said, we want to find out where different persons are from in Spanish. So say for example, I want to find out from Dylan where Terrence is from. What country is Terrence from? So I would say, I would touch Dylan and I would ask him, ¿De qué país es Terrence? ¿De qué país es Terrence? ¿De qué país es Terrence? What country is Terrence from? So that is asking us, what country is Terrence from? ¿De qué país es Terrence? Now, if, for example, Terrence is from Cuba, then Dylan would tell me, he would start by using Terrence's name. He would say, Terrence es de Cuba. Terrence es de Cuba. Terrence is from Cuba. See how easy that is? So you would ask, ¿De qué país es? Followed by the person's name. So you're asking about the person. ¿De qué país es? Whoever that person is, you want to find out the information about. And then you answer by naming the person who the answer is about. Es de is from, followed by the country they are from. Alright, but what if I want to find out where Morgan is from? So I would ask Ashley. Ashley, ¿de qué país es Morgan? ¿De qué país es Morgan? What country is Morgan from? Now say for example, Morgan is from Argentina. Ashley would say, Morgan es de Argentina. Morgan es de Argentina. Morgan is from Argentina. Okay, see how simple that was? Good. So you can go ahead and practice if you'd like. Well, you're going to be practicing. You may not have anybody right now to ask the question, but you can pretend. You can. My sock puppet is at school, guys. Everything is at school. So you can pretend that you're talking to an imaginary friend, and you ask them, ¿De qué país es so and so? And you can answer for that person and say, this person is from there, by saying the person's name. For example, Ajani es de Cuba. Ajani es de Peru. Simple as that. Just as simple as that, okay? Now, what we're also going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at some celebrations that are held in some Spanish-speaking countries. So, the first one is called El Día de los Reyes. El Día de los Reyes. The next is La Quinceañera. And the last one is El Día de los Muertos. Now, these are Spanish celebrations. These are celebrations that are held in some Spanish-speaking countries. And I have provided with you some links to YouTube that you can watch some videos that will tell you more about these celebrations. Apart from that, in your workbooks, on page 61, you're able to find information about each of these celebrations. But seeing that I don't have a textbook, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about each of them, and then you can watch the videos and read the information in your books when you're through. Alright? So let's begin with El Día de los Reyes. Now, El Día de los Reyes, it actually means Day of the Kings, and it's mainly celebrated in Mexico, but other Spanish-speaking countries as well. Now, this basically is a celebration when the three wise men visited baby Jesus when he was born, and they brought him the three gifts of frankincense, incense, and myrrh. So it is a celebration to commemorate that time. Okay. Now the next one is La Quinceañera, and I know that most of the girls will be extremely excited about this one. Now, if you've seen some movies with young girls, you might realize that they have a sweet 16 birthday party when they become 16 years old. However, in a Spanish tradition now, what they would normally have is what we call a quinceañera. Now, a quinceañera is basically like a sweet 16 birthday party. However, it is celebrated for a girl when she becomes 15 years old. So when she becomes 15 years old now, she has a big elaborate party. So there's the dress, the tiara, the crown, the scepter, cake, high heel shoes, and all that wonderful stuff. So it's a very exciting time for a female when she gets to 15 years old because she gets to celebrate her quinceañera. Now, the last one is El Día de los Muertos. Now, El Día de los Muertos means the Day of the Dead. Now, I hope nobody gets scared right now because it's not a scary celebration. It's actually a happy celebration. El Día de los Muertos, which means the Day of the Dead, is used to symbolize or to commemorate the memories of your loved ones who died. So it's like a memorial, a celebration of the life of those who passed on. So say for example, your great-grandmother passed on, your great-grandmother died some time ago, and you want to celebrate her memory. So they host a party, there's lots of food, lots of candies, lots of dancing, lots of music, sugar skull decorated cookies, a piñata. It's a very exciting time, and it's not a time to be sad or to be crying, but a time to be happy and remember the happy times that you had with that family member. All right, so that was El Día de los Reyes, the Day of the Three Kings, El Día de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, and La Quinceañera, which is a celebration when a young girl becomes 15 years old. Now, like I said, you can view the information of this, well, for these on page 61 in your workbooks. And if you don't have your workbooks, not to worry, you can go to YouTube and find information on them as well. I provided you with 2 links, well, 3 links. You can watch some videos on some of these celebrations, and so you can become more aware of what takes place in Spanish-speaking countries and not just your own country. Now, what I'm also going to be asking you to do for me is you're going to be completing the worksheet that I sent to you earlier this week, where you were labeling the Spanish-speaking countries on the map. Now, I also learned that some persons do not have their Spanish textbooks or their Spanish writing books. Alright, so what you can do for me is this. I also provided a link that will take you online where you can play a game that will help you to label the Spanish speaking countries on a map. So the link is provided in the sheet that I will be sending to you, and you can go there and play the game to label the countries on the map. You can Google an actual map of the Spanish speaking countries so you can look at where they are located, and then now try to play from memory if you can, and label the different countries, the different Spanish speaking countries on the map from that game. Alright, now there's something else that I would like you to do. On page 57 in your workbooks, if you have it, there is some information about Spain and Mexico. Now Spain is the motherland. Spain is where most persons would go to have the great Spanish experience, but Spain is actually the motherland of all things Spanish. So you're going to be reading the information about Spain and Mexico, and then now on page 58 and 59 there's a picture of the flag for each country. Now what you'll do for me is to simply color the flags for each of the countries using the right colors though. You can use Google again to get a picture of each of these countries. Just remember, for Mexico there's 3 colors: red, green, and white. And then for Spain, which is also called España, there's red and yellow. Those are the main colors. So color the flags with the colors that are correct, and then you can complete that activity for me. And I think that would be it for today, right? So just to go over what we did, we were looking at the countries, the Spanish speaking countries in South America. We already looked at the other Spanish speaking countries in the world, and we all know that there are 21 Spanish speaking countries in the world where Spanish is their official language. So person may think that, what about Brazil? Senorita, Brazil speaks Spanish too. Yes, Brazil speaks Spanish, but their official language is Portuguese. So we're just looking at the countries that have Spanish as their official language, all right? So we looked at those countries, and we should be able to locate them on the map. We're going to be playing the game and labeling our worksheet with the names of the Spanish speaking countries, and we also learned how to ask somebody where another person is from in Spanish and how to answer to that question. So I would ask, for example, Tejan, ¿de qué país es Jonathan? Where is Jonathan from? Which country is Jonathan from? And he would say, for example, Jonathan es de Bolivia. Jonathan is from Bolivia. So it's just as simple as that. ¿De qué país es? Followed by the name of the person you want to get the information about. Then you start by answering with the person's name. And then es de is from, followed by your answer. Also, you have information about 3 Spanish celebrations: El Día de los Muertos, El Día de los Reyes Magos, and La Quinceañera. That will give you some more insight about what happens during some celebrations in Spanish-speaking countries, alright? So I hope everybody learned something today, and that next class we can go ahead and have some more fun, learning some more about Spanish and using our Spanish as well. So, for now, we sing adios, adios, adios. Adios, adios, adios. Adios, 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 adios. Means goodbye. Adios, estudiantes.